Hi, I'm exeter-rider. This is the third and final part of the NC750X seat mod. So we are now working on the seat. At the end of part 2 I had technical issues with my camera, so I couldn't show a lot of the seat cutting. But if I show you up close there, we've taken the staples off and I've cut along this line here, and I've cut the foam back like so with a sharp knife, one of these, and basically I've just hacked away at it piece by piece and got to the shape that I wanted. And with the NC750X seat, it just needs literally flattening out. So originally it had a piece which curved up like so, and now I've just gone flat and cut it like that. Right, so here's the seat, and this is the part which I've got to sand off. So I've got a sanding block and I'm just going to take it away bit by bit. And I've also got a piece which is popped out. So it's probably where I made a cut and a slice, and it's when I've sanded it, it's just popped out. So I've got to glue that back in there. So essentially just get the sanding block and just take it away bit by bit. This doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, because when you pull the lining of the seat over, it's going to hide a lot of the smaller bumpy areas anyway. It's just to get rid of the worst of it. If you hold the block flat on top like I'm showing there, then it gives you a nice curve on the outside. And when the seat gets pulled over, the fabric of the seat should I say, it gives it a nice curve. So I'm going to get some glue now and just fill up that hole. I'm using the Gorilla Glue again, the PU based glue. That's not going to stop me carrying on with what I need to do. I don't need to wait for it to dry. I can just keep cracking on after this. So I'm going to stick that in there like so. That's taken that lump out of it now. So I'm going to get ready and just pull it over, being careful that I don't pop that piece of foam out again. So to do this, we need to start off in the center and stretch outwards away from the center. So we've got a bit of a dip there, so I'm just going to stick another piece of foam in quickly. Right, back over again. It's getting quite fiddly this bit now. So as I say, we're going to start in the center and then just move out. So any creases that we do get will be on the outside edge. So obviously it won't be in so much in view then. Right, so here I've got a staple gun. This is a gun which carpet fitters normally use. But essentially it is just a standard staple gun. So I'm going to pull it in tight and then start stapling around, starting in the center and then moving out. I must admit it's not the easiest part this. I haven't really got the right tool for this. I need a proper air compressor staple gun in an ideal world. However, it's hard work, but it does do the same thing, and I'll get the same end product from it. Right, so slowly but surely I've pulled it out from the centre. I've got some creases there, which is a bit frustrating, but I've kind of started in the middle, pulled it out, tucked it around the corners there, and then I've got the fold right on that corner there. I'm not going to start hacking away at the fabric of the seat. I just want to get the creases in the right place at the moment. It's gone okay, but it's not the easiest part, that's for sure. And then hitting it in like so. Now to staple in the sides. Right, okay, so that's that done. Could have been easier. I have got some creases in it, but I'm hoping that in time it will pull out. A bit like when you lay carpet, you get creases in it and then it does tend to stretch into place. So let's put it on the bike now and see what it looks like. And that looks pretty good. So it fits around the bodywork nicely. There are some creases in it, as I say. You know, we can look into that quite deeply, and I am a perfectionist, so I'm picking at it. But overall, not bad. Certainly not the part I enjoyed of the project. I was more worried about cutting the seat than actually doing this part of it, but again, it's still okay. On to the next step, and we've got to fix the seat now. I'll show you how I'm going to do that now. So what we got is 2 nylon ties. They're 300mm long. And we're going to double them up. And then we're going to make a loop and put it in the hook of the seat there. So once I hooked it on, pull it, and it's going to tighten up the seat. A bit like this. Looks good to me. There you go, that's the front end fix now. Bit of a wobble in it, but I'm not overly concerned about that. There's a bit of a wobble before. Get some pliers, cut off the excess of the nylon tie. Tuck it up underneath. That's okay, I'm happy with that. Right, so we're going to fix the back of the seat now. And so what I'm going to do is I've got some split pins here. And I'm going to feed it up through the back end of the bike. And then put a split pin on the other side. As it happens, that's going to be really fiddly, even with long nose pliers. So what I've done is I've tried these going through the top end, going through the original boat hose, bearing in mind that we have moved the seat forward, so it's on the other side of the bracket now. And when I push it in, it's quite tight, but actually it fits through quite nicely. And we don't need a split pin on it because it's already quite tight anyway. So I'm just going to get this other side in. And it'll go in just like that. And that's it. Back end secured. Marvellous. Right, let's grab you a minute. So as you can see on the right hand side there, I've got the small pins going through the original boat hoe. One on the right and one on the left. I don't need to fix these because I've got the rubber gasket which is going in that I made up in part 2. Right, so all I need to do now is put in my piece of rubber here that I made up in part 2. Like so, that holds itself in, and obviously when the passenger seat is locked down, it will hold it in as well. And there we go. Bit of dressing in here and there. Eventually I am actually going to put some 10mm plastic microbore pipe in the sides here because it's not quite holding down. But essentially now I've got a nice comfortable seat. It still looks good. It looks in place and in keeping. Well, I think it does. I know this isn't perfect. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but I think for, you know, it pretty much costing nothing, I'm now so comfortable on it, and that in itself is worth a lot of pounds. So just, you know, some tweaks over the next month. Like I say, I want to put some plastic microbore pipe in here just to give it a bit more rigidity. It's got loads on here, but it's just on the actual curved part here. So stick some microbore in there, dress it in, and just see how I get on with it over the next month. But essentially, I've now got a seat that I can sit on literally all day long. It's now sloping back towards the back end of the bike as opposed to forward before, which was just so uncomfortable. Yeah, I couldn't stand it. It progressively got more irritating for me, this seat, and I think if you've got a bad seat, then that's how they work. They normally do get slowly worse, just more irritating all the time. So, but I know that I can sit on this all day long now, and I'll be happy. So, right, that's how I've done it. And like I say, it's not for everybody, and I fully understand that. It wasn't the easiest task if you haven't got the tools which I've got, such as the blow lamp. And the other bits and bobs, but essentially I'm glad I've done it. I'm glad that I'm now going to be comfortable. Thank you very much for watching all the parts. If you could like and subscribe, that's all I ask. It's a big help. And yeah, I will see you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching these 3 parts. See you next week.